Hi, I just want to, so last time I had a hard time turning this off, and I think that's going to happen today as well. Anyways, hi everyone. It's Jen. It's 3:30 on Friday. Happy Friday. I just ran here from a meeting, so I'm not as well organized as I would like to be, but hey Melissa, thanks for joining. Uh, so I'm not as well organized as I'd like to be because the pieces from Eric and Lydie literally just, anyways, there was a little bit of a debacle. I was a bit in a panic mode for the last 48 hours because these pieces, which there are a few people anticipating them and the new arrivals, were seemingly lost. But they weren't lost. They were in my office's concierge office the entire time, and no one thought to contact me. And we have one of those Amazon hubs, so usually I get a note. And so I was bothering poor Eric and Lydie. They live in Paris. Well, they live north of Paris. And they actually wanted to make sure I got the new pieces before they left for Japan, because they're spending the month in Japan. And for those of you who are familiar with Eric and Lydie's work, it's very delicate, very whimsical, very detailed. And I can see why the Japanese would just go insane for them. Anyways, so I was bothering them as they're eating sushi in Japan. We're thinking we have to do this international inquiry to find the package, and sure enough, it's here, not a few meters from me the entire time. Anyways, so enough about the debacle. Welcome, thanks for joining. My name's Jen. This is my shop, JJ Caprices, for those of you who don't know me. I have been doing, I think this is my 6th Facebook Live. I've been doing them facing a different direction, but I thought I'd switch up the background this time. So if the lighting's not good, just let me know, and I can always switch back to where you don't see, I guess, the patio in the back. So you might see some neighbors walking up and down. Anyways, so like I said, I'm not as well organized as I typically am for these, only because I've been running all day and literally just opened up the box from them. So I thought it'd be just kind of fun to have you experience with me seeing some of the pieces. I won't go too crazy showing them off. I think what's interesting though are the pieces. This is actually one of the new arrivals by them, which for those who are truly familiar with Eric and Lydie know that their pieces are typically smaller. There's not a lot of statement pieces in their collection. So I was very surprised when I opened up the package, and there's these beautiful statement earrings. They're sparrows with leaves, and there's a seed pearl, and you can see it's one of the French hook backs. Actually, let me take one off. And because I know they're big, so everyone's like, oh, I bet you they're heavy. And they honestly, they aren't that heavy at all. Because they are big, there's a lot of movement, so you can feel the movement a little, but not really a lot, honestly. So let me just take it off so you can see just all the neat detail. And there's a new collection that Eric did this season that is sterling silver and gold plated. Because I didn't have enough time to go back and remember, I don't know if this is one of those pieces. Otherwise, it's going to be gold plated on brass is what he typically does. But I just thought these were beautiful. And this particular piece too is from that same collection, and I feel like it is sterling silver with the gold plating. And it's the twig, and there's just the little flower detail. Really simple compared to a lot of their other pieces that have more crystal petals and layering of different elements. But I thought these were just neat, and still their aesthetic, still inspired by nature, but just a little different. It's kind of fun to switch things up. So I'm going to keep I'm going to take these earrings off, but pretty cool, right? Big, but cool. I'll take those off. And from this particular collection, so this, like I said, I believe it's sterling silver. They had these little neat posts that, and this is more like the typical Eric and Lydie style. And just so you know, Eric and Lydie are husband and wife team. For those of you who don't know, let me see. This is going to be the story of this Facebook Live, as every Facebook Live is. I can't figure out which side is which when I'm on this thing. Anyways, Eric and Lydie are this lovely couple that live north of Paris near Lille. And I met them in Paris, not while I lived there, but after. And absolutely was enchanted by their pieces. And let me show you, I'm gonna actually show you a pair of earrings that's sort of more typical their style, because you'll see, for those of you who have followed my shop for a while, you get it to understand my aesthetic. And I love detail, I love feminine, love sparkle, and I love obviously things that are different and you just really can't find, and there's a high level of workmanship. And their pieces, the first time I saw them, I was just mesmerized and enchanted, and have been ever since. And it turns out too that Eric and Lydie are the nicest couple, one of the nicest couples on the planet. Every time I see them in Paris, they're always inviting me to come to their house to stay for the weekend. He, of course, has a beautiful garden, as you can imagine. He also raises bees. So they're, I believe I do have a few of the pieces that he's made that feature bees. And that's why I thought they'd be fun to have, is because he actually raises them. So the inspiration are the bees in his own garden. Anyways, lovely people. They're in Japan right now. They were able to get this particular package off to me, and I'm eternally grateful, just not to my leasing office for not getting them to me in time. But the gold gild on this is actually quite bright, but it matches this. Another piece from this particular collection, which is a more matted gold, is this piece. And they always use the Swarovski crystals. But I love the simplicity of this new collection. Just really, just simple gold pieces. Still, it makes a statement just with the detail in the petals and the sparkle. But it's not mixed metals. Let's see, what should I show next? Like I said, I've got a lot in front of me, so I don't want to drone on showing every single piece, but I think it'd just be fun, particularly for those of you who have never seen their pieces before, just to get a sense of what they're about. I posted this particular picture on Facebook of this earring, I should say, so it might be good to see it up close, because while it is in the shop, there's a link, and I'll add the link here. There we go. There's not a scale shot, and I know how helpful those scale shots are to you all, so you can see now how big they are. And you can see that all the detail, which is so classic Eric and Lydie. And then the sparkle. And this is an antique brass. That's the what he used here. And I'm going to switch out. Well, this next necklace that I'm going to put on doesn't have the antique brass. I still absolutely think these two pieces could be worn together, because you've got the flower that is the same. It's not matchy-matchy. I'm not a matchy-matchy girl. I know some of you out there are, and I completely can appreciate that. I, however, am not of that ilk. And so I'm okay mixing and matching metals, depending. And absolutely, and this one, ooh, this is a little bit longer, actually, which is kind of neat. Which, I guess if you are going to mix some metals, you wouldn't really notice it that much. Oh, this is really pretty. And what's so neat about their pieces is they're so alive. Just, I mean, you're wearing flowers, right? So it just feels spring and fresh and whimsical and very chic, very French chic, right? Here, this actually you could pair with these post earrings. You could pair with this necklace quite easily too. They're like flower bursts. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. I'm going to show a few pieces in blue because everyone always loves blue. Take this off. And then, so one of my lovely customers who loves Eric and Lydie, she follows their Instagram posts, and they put out a particular color scheme that they're going to come out with that to me looks like a rose pink. And so I talked to Lydie about how many pieces in that color scheme I had ordered, and she said, well, not that many, Jen, but what I will do for you is for some of your pieces that you have the same color, I'll make it in this, which I thought was a rose pink. Well, what she sent to me doesn't look like what I thought it would be. And I'm going to show you guys in a minute, but I'm going to show off these blue pieces first. And this particular piece is made with a steel, and the flowers on here are enamel. It's a drop pearl, the Swarovski crystals. Lovely, pretty detail. Actually matches this blue shirt. Lovely. And I don't have any earrings. Well, actually I could put those little, I'll show you those. But there's a matching bracelet. You can get a sense of the size just by that. And quite stacked. Actually, I always wear tennis bracelets, and I love to stack. I stack my tennis bracelets with my evil energy be gone bracelet. But see how you could even put on, if you have bracelets that you have on all the time, you can easily stack a piece like this. It's just so sweet and cute. And then if you want to stick with the blue theme, they had these they sent some sweet little posts with sparrows on them. And again, what's so cool, okay, if you can see, let's see, I'm gonna hold it so you can get a sense of the detail. So you've got the gold gilded plated petals of the flower. You've got the enamel on the sparrow. You also have a little bit of painted enamel on the flower. And then you've got the seed pearl in the flower, and then the beautiful little sparkling crystal. So there's so much detail that goes, and they're just fun to wear. And pieces like this, they're small, but they're still a statement because they're so unique. I love the sparrows. I have there's a sparrow with a little drop crystal on it too. We got some of those. And then we have the sparrows in the whites. So pretty. So pretty. Okay, so I was telling you, Tara was like, Jen, are we getting some of this, what I thought was a rose pink? And I'm like, oh, I think so. And then I talked to Lydie, and she's like, yeah, Jen, I'll make sure that you have a good selection. Well, all right, you guys tell me if you think this is a rose pink or if you think this is peach, because here, this is the closest one, because this was the color that was sent, and that doesn't look very pink to me. That looks really peach, and I've already bothered them enough in Japan that I feel like I'm just not going to bother them about this. But it's still obviously really cute. I'm just worried to write Tara. Oh, goodness. But anyway, so I have a lot of pieces in that color now, should you want them. All right, let's see. What can I show you next? Actually, this piece I want to show, because this piece I when I first saw Eric and Lydie the very first time in my life, this was one of the pieces that captured my imagination the most. And so I wanted to reintroduce it into the shop. And you can see on this particular piece, these are all hand-placed Swarovski crystals. And this particular piece is the antique brass. So lots of sparkle, very statement-like, yet still classic and delicate. Anyways, love that. Love that. Love that piece. And then this little guy, Jane, which is I'm so happy that you noticed it, because I have like 6 or 7 rings out here, and I'm like, oh, I need to put one on. Why don't I put the red one on? Because it might capture someone's attention. Anyways, this is a lot of their rings are stackable. All of them are adjustable. This one is just one, just one ring, as you can see, but it's got the red enamel with the seed pearl and the Swarovski crystal, and it's just really, really sweet. And I have it. I'm going to show. I have it. I think I have it. There, that's better. Really sweet ring. What other colors do I have it in? I thought I had it. Anyways, I have it in one other color. I probably have it in white, because apparently this time around I got a lot of things in white. And I think my thought process is that we're moving into spring and summer, and they would be easy colors to pair with stuff. Okay, I think what I will show now are, just before I move into some rings, are just a couple of the sweet necklaces. Like this one is little lovebirds with the white enamel flowers, and then the freshwater pearl. I find that animals like birds and dragonflies and butterflies, people go a little crazy for. So I try to keep some of those options in the shop. And these are really sweet. You know, just coming from Mexico, there's the lovebirds that you see a lot on the traditional jewelry down in Oaxaca and other parts of Mexico. And this actually sort of reminds me of that. So really neat. And it's kind of, you know, what's neat too is, particularly when you, I'm sure you guys all know this, as you travel, just to see how there's themes that start to repeat themselves across cultures and even across oceans. Because I think, you know, we all love love, and lovebirds are such a neat representation of love. So they're celebrating them in Mexico and in France all at the same time. And then this, so I know last week I showed you sort of an example of Eric and Lydie, a necklace like this. I just wanted these little cluster necklaces. This one has the drop, instead of the drop pearl or the drop crystal, it has, it's like an onyx, but it's a crystal drop. And then there was a little bit more of mystery with this one. The other ones were sweet. Not that this one's not sweet. Let's see if I can not do that. I'll put it on, maybe. Huh. Oh, here we go. But I thought, just with all the color that I had ordered this time around, it might be good to have some more classic pieces as well. So pretty. And there is actually this beautiful ring that also has the same cluster of flowers with the black enamel petals. Let's see if you can get some of the sparkle and the Swarovski crystals. And then, like I was showing at the beginning, this is along the same collection. If you want things to match, but just look at all the detail. And these are really nice length. Let's go to this side. And to wrap things up, I'm going to show off some of the rings, because there's some really great ones. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it on. Oh no. I hired someone, and she was over the other day. We were taking pictures of her wearing pieces, but there was one particular earring we couldn't get in her ear to save our lives. And I was hoping that wasn't going to be that moment right there. So those are some of the starter pieces. I'm going to wrap up by showing a few more of the rings, because the rings, I think, are some of the funnest pieces that they do, because not only are they super sweet, but a lot of them are stackable. So while you can wear them, and every single one of them is adjustable, so you can wear them on your hands like this together, or you just wear one, or you can stack them on the same hand or different hand, but basically the world is your oyster, which is fun with jewelry and most things in life. So that one, that's a two band stack. And then this particular one in blue, which is really pretty, is actually 3 pieces. Oh. See if you can see that better. So that's 1 piece, put it on. That's another piece. And then you have the more dramatic, which probably should have been in the middle. But you can stack them, and that's a neat thing. You can stack them however you want. And there's no, it's like wine. There's no, you're never going to be wrong about if you like a wine or not, because it's all personal preference. And that's relatable very much to me. So that's the blue one. And then also there's this, I think this is the only thing in green I got, which is sort of disappointing because when I pulled this out, I thought this green color was a little bit to die for. Anyways, so those are some of the new pieces, everyone. And I'm sorry that I was a little frazzled getting started and not as organized, but I was just happy to come on. That's basically, I'm just happy to be here. So let me know if you have questions. None of this is in the shop right now, minus those 1 pair of earrings. But if there's anything that piques your interest, or if you want more information, or if you want additional pictures, just write comments. And I'm happy to respond via private message or just here in the comments, and send price points too. But these will all be on the list to get in the shop as soon as possible. And in fact, I'm sending some pictures off tonight to my guy in India. So hopefully we'll have some up for you to see soon. Anyways, happy Friday. Thanks for joining. If the lighting on this side isn't as good, just let me know, because I can always switch it around next time. I just thought it'd be fun to switch up the background a little bit for everyone. All right. Bye, guys. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. Bye. Oh, goodness. Now we have to, this is why I wanted to try to see how to shut it off in the beginning, because there's something about how they've changed Facebook. I just thought it'd be fun to switch up. Okay, here we go. End my video. Bye, guys.